amigos, welcome to Singing Señorita. So this week what I want to do is share with you a project that my students have started this week. So this is the week after spring break for us. So it's a project where they'll get to use the vocabulary that they've been learning about places around the city. And then also it's going to be a group assignment. So not only are they getting to use that vocabulary that we were working on before spring break, but they're also getting that social interaction that they crave. So if you're new, welcome to Singing Señorita. This is where I share lesson plans, teaching tips, organizational ideas that I've learned after 23 years. And I'm going to jump in and show you an example of last year's project. So this is one from last year. So what I had them do is they're using the vocabulary. They had to give their city a name. They had to draw a picture of the place and label it in Spanish. And they also had to name their streets. I can't read some of these. Yeah, well, trust me, it says La Calle something. So they had to label the different places around the town, give it a name, and also name their cities. So what I introduced on Monday, the day we came back from spring break, I gave them this sheet. So what this sheet has is a list of vocabulary words. It has dibujo, and then it also has palabra. So what this is their checklist that they have everything I'm looking for. So when they draw the picture, they check it off. When they label it, check it off. So this is for them to make sure that they've got everything. And at the bottom is the actual rubric. So this is their checklist. Do they have everything I'm asking for? And these are the extra things such as how many points the pictures are worth, the labels are worth, the city and the street names in Spanish. Also, I give them so many points for color and appearance, and then their total goes here. So this is what they got yesterday. And so yesterday and today, they've got the big sheets to work on and begin working on the different parts in their group. So what else is in the project? So you can see that I have them design their own, but you might want to use these sheets where if you're doing the big size project on big paper, they just color these, put them on there and label them. I've also had some students that were absent last year. They did an individual one. So here's one of the mini maps. If you choose to make it an individual project, then this would be a great size. And I've also included smaller pictures that you could use for the individual maps. So for the first 2 days, they are just laying out their city map. They're working together to figure out how to fit all the things on their paper, getting the design done. Then what I'm going to do tomorrow is teach 2 commands. So with the 2 commands lesson, I have a PowerPoint, which I'll pop you up an example up here, and then students are taking notes because I have found that providing the accompanying notes makes it go so much faster, because there's always that slow rider that takes all class periods. So for half of the period tomorrow, I'm gonna introduce just regular 2 commands. Then probably tomorrow I'll finish up the lesson so that I'm only taking half of the period. The other half, they'll go back to their groups, work on a little bit more. So the reason why I'm doing that is part of what I have my students do is once they've designed the map, I give them these sheets of paper, which it says, empieza aquí, start here. They write the number of their map, and then they are going to write 2 command directions of how somebody can get from one spot where they're beginning to where their destination is. And so each person in the group has to write from one spot to another. That way all 4 people are having to participate and use their 2 commands. Then what I do is once I have all of those from all the groups, I hang all the pictures around the room. So these are what I give the students. I'll copy these off on colored paper, and each group gets a different number. So I number them all around the room. Then I'll go through and read, and I'll take the best one of directions from each group, and then I hand them out the next day. Each student will get, I usually choose around 15 to 20. Each student will get their own copy. They have to find the map with that number, and they have to get from one spot to the other. So that's a fun activity where they learn to use 2 commands. So usually that's going to be in the middle 2 weeks will be the lesson part. The last day They will write the commands, and then over the weekend that gives me time to read them and be ready Monday so that they can go follow the directions. So once that step is done, then maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, what I give each student is this list of the same exact words that were on the original rubric sheet, and I number them. So I make enough of these, cut them in half to give to each and every student, and I pre-number them to make sure that every single map that is hung on the wall has 2 to 3 people checking it throughout all of my class periods. So each student gets a grade. They'll go to the map that I put the number up there, and they are just going to check off, can I find this picture? Can I find the label? And they go through all of this. So not only are they working on their groups, they work with the vocab, they're also going through this, and it's just another way to repeat the vocab that we're using. And so what it also does, after I give them the grade for going through the checklist, I set together all of the ones for each map, and then I have one of these that I also do, but I use theirs as a basis. So if all 3 of them say that they are missing this one thing, then I can quickly spot, I look for it really quickly. It just helps me to actually cut down on my grading time, because if 3 people didn't find it, it's probably not there. So I don't have to waste hours looking for this one thing in this big map. So it will help you grade your papers, which I'm all about, saving time grading. So this is the project that we're working on this week. I just wanted to take a little time to share that with you. You can get a description, and I'll leave the description in the description box for this project and others if you're interested in more projects for your Spanish 2 students. So I hope this has helped you, given you some ideas for your class, and having a wonderful, amazing week. Adios.